Okay, so we have to continue our lesson. Yes, that we have learned since last week. So today, before we start our lessons, and I just want to review some vocabulary that we have learned since last week. Okay, so the first word is going to be the word shrine. So what is a shrine mean? What does a shrine mean? So a shrine refers to a place of worship in Japan. Yeah, refer to some kind of place that most of Japanese people they have to go there and they pray for. Yeah, the God. Okay, they pray for happiness. So that can say shrine. So do you understand that a shrine? Yeah, everyone. Okay, and then we move to reception. The reception refer to a party held up to the wedding ceremony. Okay, so up to the wedding ceremony. So you are going to have a reception party. So you have to receive the guests from different places to join your wedding. Okay, so this one is a reception. And then kimonos. The kimono refer to a traditional Japanese robes. Okay, so refer to a traditional clothes for Japanese people to wear it. Yeah, and then after the kimono, it is Western bridal dress. Okay, Western bridal dress is a traditional wedding gown worn by a bride. So most of the people in European country, so they wear um, Western bridal dress during their wedding. Okay, most of the bride wear that. And then after Western bridal dress, we call it is wait. Okay, curious. So what does curious mean? So curious refer to wanting to know something or wanting to learn something. Okay. The act of wanting to know, the act of wanting to learn. So that you can say curious. Yeah. And then ceramic box. So ceramic box refers to the kind of box that is packaged as um, a kind of gift that you want to give to someone else. So we can say a ceramic box. And nouns, rhythm. So rhythm refer to a strong pattern of sounds, especially related to music. Okay. And 10, engage. So what does engage mean? So engage refer to the agrees to get married. So before you get married, you have to get engaged each other. So refer to like the activity of wearing the ring, okay, between the grooms and the bride. And then we go to honeymoon. So honeymoon refer to the vacation after wedding. Yeah. So after you get married, so you have a special occasion to go somewhere, okay, romantically with your honey. So we can say a vacation taken after wedding. Yeah. And then a couple who has just recently got married is called newlywed. The newlywed refer to a couple who had just got married. Okay. And after newlywed, we say that each other. So that each other is to have a romantic relationship. Okay, so you make an appointment with someone else, yeah, to talk about your relationships, to talk about your love. So we can say date each other. And then bachelor party. So bachelor party refer to a kind of party given by male friends and family member for a man who is going to get married soon. Okay. So before someone is going to get married, and some of friend or your family member might organize a special party for that person before they get married. And then after bachelor party, we can say wedding reception. So wedding reception refer to a party following a wedding ceremony. Okay. And after wedding reception, we go to courtship. So courtship refer to the time when people have romantic relationship. Okay, like the situations that you confess your love to the girl, or you give a bunch of flower and you wear the ring in order to ask for getting married. Yeah, that we can say a courtship. And after a courtship, we say honor. So when talking about honor, is to show respect for someone. Okay, so honor, especially during the reception when the guests come to your party or come to your ceremony, so you have to honor the guests. Okay, you show the respect for someone. Yeah. Okay, and then after honor, we would say community. So what is community? So when talking about community, it is similar to societies. Okay, a group of people who live in the same society. So we can say communities. The local is not foreigners. Okay, for example, like I live in Cambodia, so my local country is Cambodia. Okay, and Thailand is the foreign country. It is not the local country. Yeah. And then we can say award. So the meaning of award is to give. Okay, you award something to somebody, it means you give something to somebody. And after ribbon, the ribbon refers to a piece of color material given to show appreciation. Yeah. So ribbon, a piece of color material given to show appreciation. And after ribbon is ancestor. So when talk about ancestor, it is a great grandfather. Okay. And graveside, as we have already learned, so graveside refer to the cemetery or tomb. Yeah. Bark. So bark, the meaning is the outer covering of a tree. Leaves, okay. Float. So when talk about float, is to stay on the surface of a liquid. Thai related to Thailand. Goddess. So goddess refer to a female god. Okay. Goddess refer to a female god. And when we say god, it is a male god. Okay. And goddess, a female god. In exchange for the meaning is in return of or for. Okay. And then spirit. So spirit, the meaning is soul. And frustration. So frustration, the meaning is sadness. Okay. So the meaning is sadness. Subsumer, the meaning is funny. Okay. So when talk about funny, you can say it is humor. Okay. Humorous.
Indonesia. What are they doing? They are looking at. They're looking at. What's this? Our wedding. What's a wedding? A wedding? A marriage party. Wedding, marriage party.
So you see the picture, what are they doing? Can you guess? the two girls in the picture, so what are they doing? Can you guess? Neat?
Yeah, teacher, they see their wedding.
Okay, so these two people are looking for, okay, the marriage party. We can say they are reading about our wedding, okay? Maybe they really want to know some culture of the wedding ceremony in Japan or what, okay? So let's continue to see it.
Look at the second picture. What do you see here? Some people.
Okay, so you look at the picture here. So what do you see here? What do you see? Hello? So what do you see? Yeah.
They take photo, teacher.
Or they take photos. Okay.
Yes.
So this one, it might be the groom. You see the groom, yeah? Okay, this one, it is the groom. And this one is a bride, maybe, yeah? And you see some people at both sides of the groom and the bride. So this one may be the family groom, and this side, it must be the bride family, okay? So they are taking the photo. And most of the girls are wearing the kimono. You know kimono, yeah? So this one is the kimono. And this one is the Western bridal Western bridal clothes or dress. Yeah. So let's continue to see it.
They are from Japan. They are Japanese. She's wearing kimono. Kimono, traditional Japanese dress. Where are those people? They are at a shrine. This is a shrine. Shrine is a place for worship in Japan.
So do you see shrine, everyone? Do you see shrine? So this place is a shrine. So a shrine refers to a place of worship in Japan. Yeah, this one is the shrine. So when the grooms and bride get married, so they have to go to the shrine, okay, to pray for the gods. You see, pray for happiness after the wedding. Do you see shrine? You know. You see?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
so
teacher, yes.
this one is a shrine. Yeah.
Now listen and practice. Listen and repeat.
53, Exercise 8, Conversation, Wedding Day, Part A, Listen and Practice.
Okay, so you have to listen and repeat. Listen and practice conversation. So continue to listen to the conversation.
Your wedding pictures are really beautiful, Emiko. Thank you. Those pictures are from right after the ceremony. Where was the ceremony? At a shrine. When people get married in Japan, they sometimes have the ceremony at a shrine. That's interesting. Were there a lot of people there? Well, usually only family members and close friends go to the ceremony. But afterward, we had a reception with family and friends.
So, what are receptions like in Japan?
There's a big dinner, and after the meal, the guests give speeches or sing songs.
It sounds like fun.
It really is. And then, before the guests leave, the bride and groom give them presents.
The guests get presents?
Yes, and the guests give money to the bride and groom.
So here, your wedding pictures are really beautiful, Emiko. Wedding pictures, pictures of marriage. The marriage pictures are really beautiful, are wonderful. Thank you. Those pictures are from right after the ceremony. They are after the ceremony. Where was the ceremony?
Okay, so I just want students to start reading this conversation. So it must be hello, hello Rosa. So you are Emiko, and after Rosa is Sarah. Okay, Rosa and Sarah. So Sarah, you are Chill, and Rosa, you are Emiko. So start reading conversation, please. Are you ready? Rosa? Hello? Hello? Rosa and Sarah. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Rosa and Sarah? Hello? Hello, Nick?
Hello, teacher.
Oh,
Hello, teacher.
why? It's so long to answer to me. I called you many times. Yeah. So, Rosa, you are Emiko, and Sarah, you are Cheer. So help me reading this conversation, please. Don't just keep silent.
Hello,
I
teacher.
call your name. Okay, so start reading right now. So Sarah first. Sarah? Hello? It takes so long. You spend much time.
Hello, teacher.
So yeah, Rosa. Where
Ôi,
is Sarah? Where is Sarah?
dạ teacher.
Okay, I want you to read it. Hello, Nob. Hello,
Yeah,
Nob.
teacher. Yeah, teacher.
Okay, so Nob, you are Chill, and Rosa, you are Emiko. So start reading right now.
Your wedding picture are really beautiful. Imiko.
Thank you. The pictures are from right after the ceremony.
Where was the ceremony?
At a service where people get married in Japan, they sometimes have the ceremony as a tree.
That interesting. Were there a lot of people there?
Well, usually only family members and close friends go to the ceremony, but afterwards we had a reception with family and friends.
Mhm.
So, what are reception like in Japan?
There's a big dinner, and after the meal, the roots give speech or sing song.
It sounds like fun.
It's really is. And then before the roots live in the bride and groom give them person turn cover curl.
The guests. The guests get present.
The guests get present.
Wait. Yeah, maybe it's all okay. Okay, yeah. Wait.
The guest's presence.
Yes, here.
The guests get present.
Yes, and the guest give money to the bride and
Bride and groom.
groom.
Okay, good. Okay, so now we talk about the conversation together. So here, cheer. Your wedding picture are really beautiful, amicos. Yeah, so this is the wedding picture. So the two girls are talking about is the wedding picture. You know wedding picture? Everyone, you know wedding picture, yeah?
รูปถอดอะพี่
Okay, good. So this one is the wedding picture. So after the wedding, there must be a photographer wait for taking the picture of your activities in the wedding. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Those pictures are from right after the ceremony. Okay, and you have already understood the word ceremony already. Okay, so ceremony refer to the party celebration. Okay, yeah. And then where was the ceremony? So where was the wedding? Yeah, where was the marriage party? At a shrine. So do you think where the party is? The party is at a shrine. You see this picture is a shrine. Do you see shrine, you know? Do you see shrine?
Yeah, I
Yes,
see
teacher, I
teacher.
see.
Okay, good. So when people get married in Japan, they sometimes have the ceremony at a shrine. Yeah. So it is different from our people in Cambodia. So people in Cambodia usually celebrate the wedding party at the bride's house, you see? Yeah, at the bride house. But for Japanese people, they organize their wedding ceremony at a shrine, not at the bride's house. It is different from Cambodian people, you see? Yeah. So most Cambodian people celebrate the wedding ceremony at the bride's house. Do you think so? Yeah?
Yes,
Do
I
you
think
think
so.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Yeah, that's interesting. So were there a lot of people there? Yeah, it's interesting. It's nice. So were there's a lot of people there? Okay, so a lot of people at the wedding ceremony or no? Yeah. Well, usually only family member and close friend go to the ceremony. Yeah. So only the family member and close friend go to the ceremony. Yeah. Okay. So only the family member and only close friend. Do you think so? That is the way the people celebrate wedding parties in Japan. Do you understand this?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. But afterward, we had a reception with family and friends. So after celebrating the ceremony at a shrine, so people had a reception with family and friends. Okay. So what are reception likes in Japan? So what are the reception likes in Japan? There's a big dinner after the meal. Yeah, the guest gives speech or sing a song. So this one, do you think it is similar to Cambodian people wedding ceremony? Do you think, is it similar? After the wedding ceremony, people have party or people have a reception, like having dinner, and after dinner, the guest gives speech or sing a song, yeah? Do you think it is similar to Cambodian culture? No? Do you think so?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
you
so,
think,
teacher.
yeah, it's similar because people at the evening, they enjoy their dinner, yeah, and sing a song, yeah. It sounds like fun. It is really is. And then before the guests leave, so before the guests leave the ceremony, the bride and the groom give them present. I think this one is different from our Cambodian people wedding ceremony. So, but I think it can be opposite. So in Japan, when the guests leave the party, so the bride and the groom give them present. It is opposite because in our culture, so when the groom and the bride, you know, yeah, when the guests come to the wedding, so the groom and the bride give the guests the present, but it's not a big present. It is just a small present. Do you have you noticed about the groom and the bride when you go to join the wedding? So they have to stand in front of the ceremony and then give the present to the guest. Have you noticed about that?
Yes.
Okay, like the groom and the bride give the guest about the candy, candy, a small gift, but it can be
Scarf crop,
candy. Yeah, it can be candy. It can be a small scarf.
like
It can
pants.
be, yeah, pens or can be something else. Yeah? Okay, so when the guests come to the ceremony, but in Japan, it is different. So when the guests leave, and then the groom and the bride give the guests the present. It is different or opposite from Cambodian people wedding party. You think it? Okay?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, good. And then the guests get present, and then this question is, the guests get present? Yes, the guests give money to the groom and the bride. And not only the groom and the bride give the present to the guests, but also when the guests leave, so the guests have to give the money to the bride and the groom. It's similar to Cambodian people wedding party. So when the guests leave, they have to give the money to the groom and give to the bride. Is it the same or no for our culture? Is it the same? Hello? Hello?
Hello, teacher.
Yeah, is it the same? Do you think so? Yeah.
I think it's the same, but in Cambodia, he gave money from in ceremony before eating already.
Before 18, so they give the money to the groom and the
Yes.
bride. Yeah, but I think most of the guests after 18 they give. Okay, sometimes it's according to some people. You see, some people give the money first after 18, and some people after 18 and then they give the money. It's according to the people. You see, yeah.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Need, do you think so?
Yeah, I think so, teacher.
Kenya?
Yeah,
Hello?
teacher. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Any other student, do you have any question about this conversation? I think most of you have already understood this one. Yeah? I think it's not difficult. It's not difficult to understand it. Yeah? Do you understand about this conversation? Yeah. Hello?
Yes, teacher.
Any question? No? Questions?
Adverbial clauses of time. So let's get started. Myra and Vincent are eating in their local Chinese restaurant.
These chopsticks are so difficult to use. Can I use a knife and fork?
Of course not. We're eating noodles.
When I eat noodles at home, I use a knife and fork.
True, but this is the cultural way.
Yes, but it's slower and I'm hungry. When I eat normal food, I eat much faster than this.
Stop complaining, Vincent. Before I make reservations, I usually remind myself that you complain all the time.
Sorry, it's just that chopsticks are really complicated.
Keep trying. You'll feel good about yourself when you learn.
True, I often feel very proud of myself after I learn new skills.
Yep, and you never shut up about it.
Hey, do you want me to learn or not?
So in the video, the couple were talking about their usual eating habits. So let's talk about ours. So what do you do before you eat dinner? Well, maybe you might say, I set the table, or I wash my hands. What do you do when you eat dinner? Well, I put my fork in my left hand. And what do you do after you eat dinner? Well, I wash the dishes. So these are all main clauses. All of the responses to those questions we can use as our main clause. And if you remember from our previous video, clause always has a subject and a verb. I wash, I set, I put, I wash. So in this video we're going to learn how to construct adverbial clauses of time. And to create an adverbial clause we need adverbs. And the adverbs we're going to use in this video are before, after, and when. And after the adverbs we need a subject and a verb. Remember, all clauses have a subject and a verb. So a full adverbial clause of time could be before I eat dinner, after I eat dinner, when I eat dinner. This is an adverbial clause. So we could say, before I eat dinner, I set the table. Okay, so we have our adverb, before, subject and verb. Then in the main clause, a subject and a verb. What you may have noticed is the two clauses are separated by a comma. And we can do this when the adverbial clause is first, okay? You can use a comma to separate the clauses when the adverbial clause is first. It's like taking a small pause. Before I eat dinner, I set the table. The main clause can go first as well though. We could say, I wash the dishes after I eat dinner. Okay? Main clause first, adverbial clause second. There's one change though. If you want to have the main clause first, don't use a comma. Okay? Don't use a comma when the adverbial clause is used after the main clause. I wash the dishes after I eat dinner. There is no comma, no pause. So another example, when I eat dinner, the adverbial clause, I put my fork in my left hand, the main clause. The adverbial clause is first, so we use a comma. And if the main clause is first, well, I put my fork in my left hand when I eat dinner. There's no pause, okay? There's no comma. So now let's look at this example and decide which of these three sentences is correct. So let's look at the first one.
Okay, after watching the video, do you get some idea about the adverbial clause of time? Hello?
Hello, sir.
So, do you have any idea about the adverbial clause of time? Yeah, I think this one is easier than relative clause of time. So when talking about relative clause of time, we refer to the clause that express the time phrase in the main clause. Yeah. Okay. And adverbial clause of time, it's a kind of clause that show or modify the times in the main clause too. Okay. But I think it's a little bit different because relative clause of times, it modify the time phrase in the main clause. It replace the noun, okay? The noun in the main clause. But this one, it's modify the verb in the main clause, okay? So adverb clause of time. Do you think when talking about adverb, what is adverb? So adverb refer to a word that modify verb, okay? Yeah, we can say adverb. So adverbial clause of time modified the verb in the main clause. You see? Yeah. So the clause that modify, okay, the verbs in the main clause. Yeah. So remember, when you have to construct the adverbial clause of time, so you have to remember the adverb like before, after, and when. So before, after, and when, it is the adverb, okay, adverb of time. Do you understand, everyone? Yeah? It is the adverb of time, adverb that shows about the time, you see? Yeah. And before the after the adverb before time, after the adverb before, after when, so you have to put a subject to the verb and object to, okay? That you can say adverbial clause. Example like when I eat dinner. So before and when I eat dinner. So when here is the adverb of time, and after when it is the subject I, and this one is verb, and this one is the dinner. Okay, when I eat dinner. Okay, so let's go together in order to know how to construct the adverbial clause of time.
Full adverbial clause of time could be before I eat before I adverbial clause. Dinner.
Okay, so here, adverbial clause of times. So before I eat dinner, I set the table. So this one is the adverbial clause of time, and this one is the main clause. So what do you do before you eat dinner? I set the table. Or you can say, I set the table before I eat dinner. So this is the main clause, and this is the adverbial clause. Okay. Adverbial clause of times. So when you use the adverbial clause of time first, and then the sentence must be separated by comma. Okay, you see this one. Before I eat dinner, comma, I set the table. Okay. Use a comma to separate the clause when the adverbial clause is first. Yes. Adverbial clause of time. I was the dish. So when do you wash the dish? I wash the dish after I eat dinner. So this is the main clause and this is the adverbial clause of time. Okay. And then the rule is don't use a comma when the adverbial clause is used after the main clause. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, so adverbs bear clause of time. ជាទូទៅកាលណាយើងនិយាយ clause វាច្បាស់ជាមាន subject verb ហើយនិង object ដូចគ្នាហ្នឹងតោះនេះគ្នាយើងគេនិយាយ clause ហ្នឹងណាអូខេប៉ុន្តែគាត់ថា clause វាអាច complete និងវាអាច incomplete ហ្នឹងអូខេតោះ okay so before you construct the adverbial clause of time so you have to know the adverb yeah adverbial of times like when before or after okay so this is the adverb of time that you use in order to build the adverbial clause of times so I have to write the main clause first sorry I usually have breakfast okay I usually have breakfast so now which one do you like to use when before or after so now I put the adverb of times by before yeah I usually have breakfast before I come to work okay so finish so which one is the main clause everyone which one is the main clause which one is the main clause
I usually have breakfast.
yeah I usually have breakfast this one is the main clause and which one is the adverbial clause of times
Before I come to work.
yeah before I come to work okay អានេះគឺជា adverbial clause of time សួរតែ clause ហ្នឹងវាបញ្ជាក់ឲ្យគេវាបញ្ជាក់អីគេទូទៅ adverbial clause បញ្ជាក់អីគេបញ្ជាក់ពីពេលវេលាហ្នឹងយើង
ពេលវេលាដែលយើងញ៉ាំអាហារពេលព្រឹក
អូខេអញ្ចឹងជាទូទៅ adverb clause គឺ modify verb នៅនេះអូខេ modify verb have breakfast នេះតើណាអូខេគឺ I usually have breakfast ប៉ុន្តែញ៉ាំនៅពេលណាគឺមុនពេលដែលខ្ញុំមកធ្វើការតើនេះហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹង adverbial clause គឺ modify verb នៅកន្លែងនេះតើនេះគ្នាយើងតើនេះកង
Toán tích tích ấy chờ.
អូខេឥឡូវទៅជាឧទាហរណ៍មួយទៀតតែបើសិនជាយើងយល់អំពី verb និង adverb មានន័យថា modify verb ចឹងអត់ adverb build clause of time តែបើឈ្មោះរបស់វាគេហៅថា adverb clause ហ្នឹងណាឈ្មោះរបស់វាគេហៅថា adverb clause ជា adverb clause វា modify verb នៅក្នុង main clause ហ្នឹងអូខេអា clause ទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងគឺ modify បញ្ជាក់ន័យនៅក្នុងបញ្ជាក់ន័យទៅលើកិរិយាសព្ទនៅក្នុង main clause ហ្នឹងឯងហ្នឹងណាអូខេមួយទៀតទៅជាឧទាហរណ៍មួយទៀត I always use my laptop when I teach my students. Okay, I always use my laptop when I teach my students. We're not your main clause. Which one is the main clause?
I always use my laptop.
Yeah, I always use my laptop. Which main clause? We're not your adverbial clause of time. When
I teach my two students.
Yeah, when I teach my students. Okay. Chừng adverbial clause of time để bình chọn. Okay. Để bình chọn ở này lời kì.
Mình chạy thay dương pra laptop được bên nào.
Okay, này bình chọn ở này lời verb use này ai nhỉ? Okay. Thì ta dương pra laptop pra nó pe để dương bồng riêng sáng nó pe để khi mong riêng sáng. Chúng ta adverb clause để bình chọn này ai verb này pra laptop nó pe này pe đã bồng riêng sáng. Okay. Anh ấy việc học này chỉ mùi nên relative clause of time còn cho lòng này về relative clause of time ởที่thì họ relative clause of time mùi nó compare này mùi nó thì như vậy thôi. Winter is a season when people thì như vậy đó. Winter is a season when people wear coat to get warm. Anh chừng chỉ lòng khi when cái này mình men chỉ adverb ấy, when cái này cứ chỉ relative pronoun. Relative pronoun mình ta cứ chỉ phải pronoun mũi đại với chừng nào ấy nào để chừng nào ấy cái lại này chừng nào ấy season cứ chỉ đầu mùa đầu nó đầu gì mà nó pe này chừng nào winter lại này. Okay, winter is a season when people wear coat to get warm. Okay, chừng winter cứ chỉ đầu mũi nó pe đại mà nó đừng có cọt sleep áo đầm bay. Okay, cầm ở rồi nghe bạn có cái đào áo thùng thúng nữa. Okay, chừng when ấy mình chỉ adverb đây mình chỉ adverb of time nó cứ chỉ relative pronoun đã về chừng nu áo niệm phần trái bộ lại như vậy vì chạy cái vì cứ chỉ adverb phần trái adverb nó modify áo verb nó lại này use nó lại này anh ấy cứ chừng nu áo winter nó lại này đó nó như vậy nó khóc ní. Okay, to put relative clause of time and adverbial clause of time. Okay. Pronoun mình chừng nu này niệm noun chẳng hạn để chừng nu noun rồi phải adverb mình theo bình chắc verb càng để cho bà tiện mình chắc như này chẳng được gọn. Ok.
ប៉ុន្តែដល់ប្រយោគពីរហ្នឹងនៅក្បែរគ្នាមើលទៅរៀងចង់វែងដែរ
Vậy như chúng ta when it về chừng nu áo winter nó lại này summer season kia là đời ca nó pe na pe nó bên đây tha cứ winter nó ai nữa đợt pe when lại ní nó pe đại ta bắt add này đi cái này mình còn thảo when lại nó cứ chỉ adverb bên đấy về modify our verb đó này nữa về chặn đây our verb nó không main clause á đợt pe này về chừng nu từ lời noun nó không main clause mũi modify verb ở mũi chừng nu noun nó không main clause nữa. Ok, chẳng công từ lòng cái này toàn mấy cái nhớ toàn được gọn. Hello.
Dạ chưa?
Ok.ចឹងយើងទៅមើលឧទាហរណ៍ច្រើនទៀតតាមកម៉ានទេលើ45 បាទ45 បាទនេះយើងមានដាច់មានអារម្មណ៍ថាអត់ដាច់ទេណាអត់មានដាច់40 នាទីដូចមុនទេណា
អត់ដាច់ផង
Cha chờ.
អត់ដាច់ទេឈើ
គឺវាងាយស្រួលដែរដោយសារយើងរៀនយើងកុំខ្វល់อะไรដាច់ដោយសារទៅជើបដូរ account ថ្មីបង្កើត account fake ខ្លាំងៗនៅ email ខ្លាំងៗយកទៅបង្កើតស្រួលចាំមកផ្លេតគ្នា
That verbal clauses of time are when, after, before. When people get married in Egypt, they sometimes marry in the mosque. So sometimes the bride.
Okay, so when people get married in Egypt, they sometimes marry in the mosque. Okay. ជិះមើលនេះគេថាបើសិនជាយើងដាក់ adverbial clause នៅពីមុខអញ្ចឹងយើងត្រូវការ separate comma យើងដាក់ comma ណាបើសិនជាយើងប្រើ adverbial clause នៅពីមុខ main clause អញ្ចឹងត្រូវកាត់ដាច់ជាមួយនឹង comma តោះនេះគឺយើងបើសិនជាយើងដាក់ main clause នៅពីមុខយើងអត់ចាំបាច់ដាក់ comma ទេហ្នឹងណាតោះអ្នកនរគ្នា get it yes
Yes, I got it.
Okay, you can say they sometimes marry in the mosque when people get married in Egypt, or you can say when people get married in Egypt, they sometimes marry in the mosque. Okay.
And groom get married in Egypt, they marry in the mosque. They go to the mosque and make Katb al-Kitab in Egypt here. When people get married in Egypt, they sometimes marry in the mosque. So this is the mosque. The bride and the groom go to the mosque and have Katb al-Kitab inside the mosque.
Mosque is similar to the church, yeah? But mosque, it is for the Muslim people, you see? So church is for Christian people and mosque is for Muslim people. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay.
So here when sentence, the guests sing and dance.
Okay, so after the food is served, the guests sing and dance. So this one is the adverbial clause, okay? After the food is served is the adverbial clause of time. And the guests sing and dance. So this one is the main clause, okay? Before the guests leave, separated by comma, they give the bride and the groom money as a gift. Okay, so this one is the adverbial clause separated by comma. They give the bride and groom money as a gift. Okay. Okay, so how to construct the adverbial clause of times? So as I have told you, in order to construct the adverbial clause of time, make sure you have to remember the adverb of time, okay? So when, after, and before. So this is the form of building the adverbial clause of time. So when habit plus habit after the simple present plus the simple present before he she it, okay, verb plus ses or is, comma plus he she it, okay. This one is verb. So verb when the verb is used with the singular subject, you have to put it in es or res as in the present simple. Yeah. Okay. So this is how to construct the adverbial clause of times. So now move to the exercise. So before a man and woman get married, they usually two, when a couple gets engaged, the man often, right after a couple gets engaged, they usually, when a woman gets married, her family usually, and number five, when guests go to a wedding, they almost always, six, right after a couple gets married, they usually. So this is the exercise. So everyone, so help match the exercise together. Yeah. So you have to match the adverbial clause of times, okay, with the main clause from A to F. So number one, before a man and woman get married, they usually what? Can you see these? A, B, C, D, E, F. So which main clause is connected with this adverbial clause of time?
E.
Letter
E.
E. Begin to plan the wedding. Before a man and woman get married, they usually begin to plan the wedding. Do you think so?
No, I think A.
Letter A, pay for the wedding and receptions. Okay, so let's check the answer together. And then number two, when a couple gets engaged, the man often what?
Letter D, sir.
Letter D, gives the woman an engagement ring. Okay, let's check the answer after. And number three, right after a couple gets engaged, they usually
Begin to plan to the wedding.
Begin to plan.
Yes.
The wedding. Okay. And number four, when a woman gets married, her family usually what?
C, teacher.
Usually what?
C.
C, give the bride and groom a gift or some money. Let's check the answer together. And number five, when guests go to a wedding, they almost always what? I think this one is letter C.
C, give the, I think letter C.
Letter C, yeah?
C.
Okay. Number six, E, letter E, can you? Number six, right after a couple gets married, they usually what?
Go to the short trip.
Yeah, it must be letter B. Go on a short trip called a honeymoon. Yeah, it must be. So now let's check for the answer together. So number one is letter F. Okay, letter F. Yeah. So before a man and woman get married, they usually date each other for a year or more. Từng bên kiaរៀបការគេនៅមួយគ្នាមួយឆ្នាំឬក៏ច្រើនជាងឆ្នាំហ្នឹងសិនណាអាចទៅរួចណាគេវាខុសពីយើងណាយើងមុនទៅរៀបការអត់ឲ្យនៅមួយគ្នាទេព្រោះវាខុសក្បួនហ្នឹង
Yes, teacher.
ចឹងអត់គ្នា
បាទ teacher
គេដល់ដឹងចិត្តគ្នាគេយល់ចិត្តគ្នាសិនរយៈពេល1ឆ្នាំឬក៏2ឆ្នាំឡើងទៅអាច3ឆ្នាំឯហ្នឹង បើសិនជានៅមួយគ្នាមិនចង់សម្រងទេគេអត់អាចរៀបការបានទេហ្នឹងណាគឺមានសិទ្ធិដើរចេញរៀងខ្លួនបានយើងវិញដល់រៀបការហើយ number 2 letter D. Okay, when a couple gets engaged, the man often gives the woman an engagement ring. This one is similar to our culture. Yeah. Number 3. Right after a couple gets engaged, they usually letter D begin to plan the weddings. 4 letter A pay for the wedding reception. នេះពេលកូនកំមុំកូនកំលោះរៀបការអញ្ចឹងគ្រួសារគាត់ទាំងសងខាងគាត់រៀបចំលុយកាក់ឲ្យដើម្បីរៀបចំមកពេលឡើងណាហើយយើងអ្នកខ្លះរកលុយការខ្លួនឯងអញ្ចឹងទៅអូខេអត់ឲ្យអត់លុយអញ្ចឹងរកលុយការខ្លួនឯងយើងអញ្ចឹងឬក៏ Number 5 letter C and number 6 letter B. Okay, I think it's on time, yeah. So